You, my darlings, are tuned into Jagee's cookbook. Well, I love simple things. Well, simpler the better. And usually when I go through recipes or anything, I usually skip those which has around 5 to 6 steps. I love simple things. Minimum effort which will give you maximum pleasure. So that is why I thought of, or usually I pick up very, very simple recipes with Jagee's cookbook. My aim is to make your life in the kitchen more simpler, much more enjoyable, and a whole lot quicker. And that's why today I'm going to show you my very, very easy egg pots. Now, these are a very classic recipe. It's a very classic French recipe. And the name goes by œufs en cocotte. And these are simply, what you do is you break the eggs carefully into greased ramekins or pots and bake them in a water bath till they're semi-solid, season them, and you can eat them hot. Now, I have improvised on that particular dish, and I have given it a more advanced form so that you would enjoy it, and I like it this way. I usually do this all the time in my house, and yet still no one's fed up of it. Anyway, it's very, very healthy, extremely tasty, and extremely quick, and also no washing up. My simple and delicious healthy egg pots goes like so. Well, first of all, we need a white sauce or a roux. It's called R-O-U-X, okay? It's a roux, a white roux. And in that, once we get the white paste done, then all we do is mix it in a bowl and just bake it in small pots or ramekins. Very, very simple. Now, for this, I'll need 25 grams of unsalted butter. 25 grams of unsalted butter. Okay. Now, if you don't want to use butter at all, and if you want to be very, very healthy about it, you can use around 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Extra virgin, whatever, olive oil, okay? So here, because these are really, really lovely and gorgeous, and it's just 25 grams, so it's okay. So 25 grams of unsalted butter. Great. Let that melt. Okay, slowly let it melt. For the camera's sake, I'm going to move this pot from this burner to this one. Okay, that's right. So while that's heating up, we need 3 tablespoons of oats, okay, quick cooking oats. And all we do is just put it in the 25 grams of unsalted butter and give it a whisk. And let this saute till it's like light brown, not too much, okay? Then we need 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. 3 tablespoons. So here our white sauce is on the way. This is the only hard part in this recipe. Once this is done, then it's so easy. Just mixing everything in, putting it in the oven, that's it. Simple, simple, simple. Yes, that's fine. Now I'll need a bit of milk. And I'm going to make this into a thick sauce. So you can see how the sauce is going to be becoming thick. That's what we need. See? Right now the white sauce is done and the white sauce is cooked. Okay, that's all we need. That's it. Now let that cool. In fact, I'll put it over there. Let that cool. Okay? Now we need a mixing bowl. Okay? Now let this cool for some time. I'll just keep this aside. Okay, our white roux, just keep that. Now, what we need is 4 eggs, okay? 1, 2, 3, and the last one, 4. 4 eggs. Might as well take this whisk, okay? Just whisk it along. Okay, we need a little bit of salt, probably a teaspoon, okay? So I'm not going to put the whole thing in here, okay? So I think that would be enough. A teaspoon, okay? Now it depends. Never over salt your eggs, because if you over salt them, they're going to be too salty and then you won't be able to do anything with it. So 4 eggs which are beaten up. There we go. Now we're going to come to this side. This is the third step. Let's just put this aside. Now you can use a spring onion or you can use leeks, whatever, but frankly I forgot to buy the spring onions yesterday when I went shopping. That's why I'm doing a shallot, but it doesn't make really a difference, okay? So what we do is just thinly slice it. Very thinly. Now, see, if you don't want onions in your egg pots, don't put it, okay? Because usually I don't like onions in my egg pot, so I avoid this step. But if you want it, fine. It's, you know, like, it's designed to your own taste. Yes. 1 mushroom, that's also optional. If you want to, you can add it. If you don't, don't. Okay. So the key is to actually mince it up or chop it up really, really small so that, the egg pots won't break, the texture won't break, okay? Okay, that's done. Now I've got 1 tomato which is actually de-seeded. I took out all the pulp, okay? So the seeds and the pulp is taken out, and all I'm going to do is just cut it up into small cubes. Look at the beautiful redness. Actually, the redness adds to the attractiveness of the egg pots. Actually, I'm very, very proud of this dish because I made it. One day, I just tried it, and it turned out absolutely wonderful. And from then on, it has been a favorite in my house, and we're still not fed up with it. Okay, I think a half of 1 medium tomato would do. That would be fine. Okay, that goes. Look at it, it's already beautiful. Okay, 1 more whisk. Now, I'm not going to use a whole capsicum, so don't be afraid of that. I'm just going to use a little bit, okay? So, a tiny little bit, probably this much, probably even 1/4 of that. Okay, let me take the membranes out. Okay. Now, instead of green peppers, you can use red peppers and yellow peppers. You can also use zucchini if you want to. It's all up to you. It's all very healthy. Now, see, when I was young, I used to hate eggs. And when my mom used to boil and give me eggs, I used to go, ugh, because I used to really hate eggs. What I like, I like it now because of these things. And usually, kids, they don't like eggs much. And this is a very, very good way of actually making them, including eggs in their diet, and also including all these vegetables and oats in their diet. It's a very, very good way of giving your children very nutritional stuff. Okay, I think that would do. Fine. Let's keep this aside. Okay. Now, remember our whisked eggs. Now what we do is, remember our roux, a white sauce, a roux. What we do is we just put this roux into the eggs and beat it again. So this gives the structure to the egg pots, okay, so that the eggs won't go ooh, once it's baked. It will stand firm. Okay, so might as well. See, I'm using everything one. I'm using a whisk, just one bowl, and just one plate to do this because I want to do less washing up. I don't want to spend my time washing up all the dishes. Lazy me. Now what I do is I have to incorporate this white roux into this egg mixture. Wow, just look at that. Now this should be, now I've poured some here, it's okay. Anyway, this should be one thick, glorious mess. Good. Now what we need is, we need some pepper. Okay, now if you want to use green chilies, go ahead. You can use green chilies or red chilies. But today I don't feel like chopping up green chilies, so I'm using some pepper, crushed pepper. There you go. Whisk it again. There's one more thing. I need some chopped cilantro. Okay, now I haven't got my cilantro here. I have to I have to go into my fridge and get some cilantro. You wait. A little bit. Now a mezzaluna is a double-handed knife, which is a bow-shaped knife, and it's very, very good for chopping up herbs and a little bit of onions or tomatoes, whatever is easy. Now I find this very, very useful in my kitchen. Whenever I want to chop something very, very fast, I just go like this and it's done. No hassles, and you don't have to be careful about your hands. You can be as clumsy as you want. Nice smell. Nice smell of the cilantro, very fresh and peppery. That's enough. Now what we do is, I'm going to just put this over here so that my camera can see it. And then what I'm going to do is, the final step is to put this cilantro, okay, a bunch. See, it all depends upon you. Whatever you want to put, you can put, and even the amount. But try to keep the amount a little bit less, because if you put too much, the pots will just break once they're baked. Okay, so there it goes. And we whisk away. That's it, see? That's it, see how lovely this looks. The yellow and the red and the green, everything looks absolutely lovely. Gorgeous. Now, it's not safe to taste raw eggs, but I have to see whether it has enough salt. Now, one thing I forgot is, now you don't have to put it, but I put it so that, you know, it just rises a bit, because I'm not doing a whole lot of beating. So a little bit, a pinch of baking powder, a pinch, okay? Just a pinch. Okay, of baking powder, not baking soda, but baking powder. Again, whisk away. Now all we do is just pour this into pots or ramekins, greased or not greased. Now mine is silicone pots, or muffin trays, so you don't need to grease it, okay? Now, all I have to do is pour these into the pots or muffin trays and then bake them. Bake them for 10 to 15 minutes. Not in a water bath, just bake them. That's it. and we'll have to preheat this for around 180. Bake it for around 10 to 15 minutes, and then you'll see the final product. Okay. My egg pots are done because a lovely, gorgeous smell is coming from the oven, so I know it's done. So let's check how these egg pots have turned out. Okay. Now what I do is just tip them over because it's silicone tray. Just have to tip them over. There. It's fine. You can use any shaped trays you want. Any pots, okay? Once it's, even you can use clay pots. If you actually grease it well, you can use clay pots too. So my egg pots are ready, and so am I, and I'm going to taste one because I know it's going to be delicious. Okay? Mm-hmm. Good. Enjoy.